Welcome back. We were having a chat with our friend, Segun Jagide, all the way from London, and we're going to continue where we left off. All right, you were talking about the Chinese league and the fact that it's not always the move is not always because of money. Sometimes the clubs are interested. But there's a trend. Feel free to disagree with me. A lot of people believe that players from South America and Africa are the ones being lured to China, that most players from Europe are probably content staying in their leagues.
I don't think that's the case, because when you look at how clubs, how they recruit their players, they go out for the players they want. Say if a club wants a striker now, they're going to be looking out for about 3 or 4, and then they narrow it down. And then when they narrow it down to their man, they go all out. I can tell you, the Chinese came over here to England to come and meet Mikel. They did all sort of things. Ighalo is here now. We all know they've been chasing him for about 2 seasons now. Now, it's not always like that. The clubs actually go for who they want to. They narrow it down, and then when the money speaks, money talks. So it's not only about, Rooney, I can tell you something exclusively now. A couple of days ago, the Chinese were all out to get Rooney, and I'm not sure, I don't know if they're going to get him or not, but as I'm speaking to you, they're plotting a whole lot of ways to get at him, So it's not only about South American players or African players that they go off for wherever they want and they get them. If the price is right, the player will go. That's one thing I can say to you.
All right, let's talk about this interesting development about the FA, talking about video referees that's going to be introduced soon into the FA Cup. And it's interesting that they are also thinking of a fourth substitute, also in the FA Cup, fourth substitute in FA Cup matches, probably in the extra time. How do you think all of these developments will affect the English game?
First of all, when you look at the introduction of video referees, it's a good move in some way, but it's going to open a can of worms, because during the early stages of the trial, you tend to see a lot of errors. And you see, sometimes you're like, oh, you have to be careful what you wish for. But I think overall it's going to be an advantage depending on how the timing is. For instance, if something happens, if they can get, to the bottom of it within 4 to 5 seconds without stopping the game. But it's not going to be smooth sailing initially, but, it's something they will have thought very, very well. So ultimately, it should be a good thing. But at the initial stages, there might be a lot of errors. That's what I think personally, anyway. But everything is for the good of the game.
And the issue about fourth substitutes, how excited are you about that?
Well, it's not about being excited. It's just, you hear a lot of people say the FA Cup is the oldest cup game or cup, competition in the history of football. So I think the FA are just trying to sort of, they can't have their own football fraternity, but they always try to invent things and make it, more unique. And it's not in the early stages. We have to wait and see how it goes. But I think it will give,
Again, some other time. Thank you very much.
Definitely. Thanks for having me. Bye-bye.
All right. That's our friend Segun Jagide from London, and giving us insight into some of the issues. But guys, let me allow you to react. You were nodding your head at some point. Joseph Atawe, the issue about video refs, a lot of people said it will slow down the game. And this issue about fourth, the English FA going all the way, talking about fourth substitute. How do you react to some of this?
Well, I think that's a fantastic idea. You introducing a video referees, will go a long way in that game. We've seen mistakes, made by central refs, cost teams. But when you have a video ref that can spot, what really happened in 4 or 5 seconds, I think. But the only problem is, I say, it will kill the beauty of the game. After games, you hear fans say, if not for the referee, we would have done this, done that. But I think it would be fair to have video referees. But talking about fourth substitute for me, that's a perfect idea, because sometimes you see things can't go the length when it gets to extra time. But you having a fourth, a substitute down probably ease off the pressure on them.
Yeah, it's a welcome development. I mean, so it will not take away the natural aspect of the game. We have it in basketball, and it works. There are so many contentious, issues in football. So it will help to resolve those issues, and so that at the end of it, you know that the right team won, and everything that needed to be done was done to ensure that justice was done. Not that we've had cases in the past where teams have benefited from very wrong referee decisions. Exactly, very, very. So when you have that, it gives room for more fairness in the game, and it will not interrupt the natural aspect of the game.
I'm going to put you guys on the spot, because a lot of people are asking this. Should it be, I mean, we're not in the position to make the laws anyway, but should it be for all the game or for key moments? Because I think a lot of people are calling for video for the key moments. Red cards, yellow cards, penalty decisions, probably corner kick, free kicks, all those key moments. But if it is for everything, some say it's going to slow down the game.
Well, it can be for everything, of course. I mean, even the central refs will definitely spot those key moments in the game. I mean, if you bring in a video, if it can't be for everything, there's some, there are instances that you just have to pass on and down. So key moments will be, resolved before the game ends.
Contentious moments in the course of the game. It happens. A yellow card, a handball situation, ball crosses the line, a foul, what's it called?
An off the ball
incident, and just simulations, to get penalty. If it is contentious, you can easily check it. Emphasis should be placed on the pace at which you arrive at solution, so that it doesn't take away the natural aspect of the game. If you just move in, if you can sort it out in 5 seconds, so that the mood of the game is not interrupted, and you can have a successful, it will be good.
Well, let's go to China and talk about the huge money being spent by this club. Let's talk about Shanghai, SIPG, Hulk is there now, Oscar is there. Do you think these big money signings will justify? We know that for the club that Carlos Tevez was to represent, I mean, they were even out of the Asian Champions League before it started, and it's the most expensive player. So with all of these things, I mean, is it in the interest of these Chinese clubs to spend this huge amount of money? Is it going to pay off?
Well, they're trying to build a league. I mean, I think the best way is to, attract the big names to the league. Will it pay off? I think yes, because you look at the stadiums they have there in China. I think I watched the game between Shanghai SIPG and Changkun Yatai or so. I mean, in a 50,000 capacity stadium, we had 10,000. But I think this time the fans will troop in numbers to come see Tevez play, to come see Mikel Obi play. So for me, I think it brings in the marketing aspect, rather, will increase, because these players definitely from image rights and co, they will make a lot and also promote the league down. So in terms of the money spent, I think they will make more than enough, and also in terms of publicity, this league will get more.
Yeah, and again, they've actually taken the right step by ensuring that you can only have three members. That means that they're going to have a team populated more of Chinese players. And the Chinese people are very good at modeling, and imitating. They're very good at it. Definitely, they know that the impact of these players would help the development of their youngsters. If you have a Carlos Tevez in training, with a youngster that is just coming up, it's not just training, it is coaching. So it will go a long way in you seeing in them improving as athletes, improving their skill and know-how of the game. And before you know it, they are much better.
Before I allow you guys go, we'll just take something from athletics and talk about an African legend. But we're talking about him for the wrong reasons tonight. Frankie Fredericks is in the news. He's being investigated by the International Olympic Committee for bribery claims that in one of the votes for the award of the hosting right of the Olympics, he was paid to vote. It's a developing story but I don't know, when you hear things like this, although you're not guilty until it is proven, but then he leaves a dent. Even if you come out clean, at the end of the day, it does leave a dent.
Well, I think bad times for Fredericks. It shouldn't go down this way for a legend like that. I think for me, well, it's a no when it comes to athletics. We've seen the likes of Carter talk about the Olympian right now for Jamaica. I mean, being stripped of his gold medal. But let's wait. The investigation is still on, and see if he's found guilty. At this point, we shouldn't condemn.
Yeah, disturbing development, I must say. I mean, Frankie Fredericks is like the legend of African sprint. He's won 4 gold medals, 4 silver medals, and 3 Olympics. You know, I just pray. I don't know. I just let it not be true. Quite frankly, it will be a tragedy of some sort. I mean, there is no bigger sprint athlete than Frankie Fredericks in the continent. Definitely, I just pray that everything is not found guilty of it. It will really be a huge embarrassment and a dent to his image. All right,
Frankie Fredericks ranks high. Carl Lewis, Donovan Bailey, Linford Christie. He's in that. He's on that level. And no, it would be a shame to have him go down with something like this. All right, guys, I want to thank you for your time on the show. It's been nice having you. Hopefully, we'll do this again next week.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
That's a commitment. We'll do this again next week. All right, we'll go on a break. We'll be back for more Sports Tonight. Join us again.